Hello and welcome everyone again to another video. And today's video we have some spicy battles from Hinthongminh94. I apologize for mispronouncing your name, but usually I ask people who submit their battles to shoot me a DM on Discord. And yeah, in today's video we have some very spicy teams here in the GBL, and the team is Swampert double flyers, and the double flyers are Bombirdier and Zapdos. So what does Bombirdier does? If you don't have a Mandibuzz, you can just use Bombirdier, and look how much damage is that. This is actually very decent. Look at that. Two flies. Okay, before I go, fly is the old good sky attack, and if you guys aren't aware, sky attack got nerfed twice. The first time they removed 5 damage from it, and then the second time they made it 5 energy more. But fly is the good old sky attack, which is a very decent charge move. It's a drill run clone as well. So look at this. This is a dark type Pokemon that is able to grab a shield from the tap of any. You could even shield and get the shield again. And now we see a Zapdos going for the full farm down. I am a big fan of Shadow Zapdos in the Ultra League, but this is a purified one, so you could get a return one. Okay, this is non-shadowed. The non-shadow lacks some damage, but to be honest, I'm interested as much. And we see a Zap Cannon. I wasn't actually paying attention. Yo, that was so much damage. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? Yo, Shadow Zapdos is about to sweep a team. Look at that. Farming down tap of the Tapo, zapping the Registeel, and now we see the Swampert about to just going straight EQ on this matchup. Night Shield there, getting the EQ, getting the Surf out of the face, and shielding a Shadow Ball. Now all we need to do is just 2 EQs and we should win this game. And to be honest, this was like such an amazing battle. Like hard counter in the lead, hard counter in the swap. And you could say that this is a hard counter also to the Swampert as a Jellicent. But Zapdos with energy was able to sweep their entire team. That was a good game. Okay, moving into the next one. We land. Okay, we see Greedent. Greedent is tough for Swampert to beat, but we have 2 flights. So usually when you have an ABB team and you see a neutral or a lead that you don't beat, you just go to your first B to bait out whatever you want Swampert to beat. So we see like some chip damage there, which is chip is nice actually. Boomber is slightly glassy, so well that's not, I wouldn't say that's glassy. And now Boombird, which is supposed to be a better version of Mandibuzz, is it actually better? Let's see. The fly is doing so much damage while they are stuck with having aerial Ace. And so why it's a better version of Mandibuzz? Mandibuzz has Earth Slash, aerial Ace. Both are below average moves. Boombird has Wing Attack, Fly, which is the best flying moves. So this is where like you're just gonna win because you have the better moveset. And it's not about just, I think this Pokemon is slightly need to be around level 50 or something. I did like 5 or 6 raids. I didn't get the shiny yet, and I haven't paid attention to the stats, but I think it's a slightly attack weighted. Let me go and check. Well, it's on the frail type Pokemons. Well, it's not frail, it's just slightly less bulky than Swampert. Okay, but the thing is, it has a flying dark subtype, flying dark typing, which help it to get some resistances whenever you want to flip some matchups, such as the Jellicent matchup, such as the Giratina, such as the Cresselia. Like that, you're like Sorry guys, I had a long day at work and I'm losing some words. And we see a Zap Cannon landing again on the Jellicent, one-shotting it. Dude, I'm a big fan of Zap now. I am actually gonna run Zapdos once we have Ultra League around. By the way, these are from the last rotation, and I couldn't get to record them because I was oh, he's playing Iero, one of the regional champions. And now we see a swap into the Boomer to bait out the Registeel, and that successfully happened. And look at that. Stab payback, stab sky attack, and the payback is getting shielded. Iero, what is happening, my friend? You don't know the moveset? Wait, does this thing learn Fox? that thing actually one-shotted. This is... I mean, it does like 65% to Mandibuzz, so that's how much this thing takes damage. It's like Like, this thing has 3600 stat product. Mandibuzz has around 47, so we're talking about 1000 more. And you went straight for the big nuke here, which is actually the way to go. But Iero was able to shield it, and now we need to overfarm a bit just in case they try to catch. And Iero going for the catch. So now what's the play? I think the play is just drill run, then overfarm, or overfarm then drill run. Okay. So that didn't KO. This is like low-key, like the negative about running a move that doesn't know damage or non-shadow. If they had shadow, it would have been KO. But now we see a Zap Cannon. Look at that amazing damage. And we see Zapdos again sweeping another team. 3 Pokemons. This is not any train. This is Iero, one of the best trainers in the world. Okay. And Hydro Cannon #1. Hydro Cannon #2 is about to be landed. Okay. Are we going to get to Hydro Cannon #3? We need to live this move. And we don't live this move, but are we going to be able to get this one? No. The Iomero's team was too bulky to beat, okay? Let's just say it that way. Swampert into Nidoqueen. This is a very dominant matchup for Swampert, and this is where we want to see the Nidoqueen. The thing is, they swapped into a Pokemon that we don't have an answer to. Well, technically, Boombird is the answer. But, well, I don't mind this swap just in case they have wild charge still resisted, right? Still neutral. I mean, technically nobody runs wild charge in this, even in this swap and the Ultra League. That KO, dude, this is so much damage, and this is so satisfying to look at as well. Wait, I want to see it again. Look at that. That did so much damage. This is like Focus Blast. Like, this is how much a Focus Blast from Reggie would do, which is a super effective move. But Zapdos doesn't get. The Zap Cannon is even... it's even better. Look at this Zapdos getting to 2 drill picks now against the Nidoqueen, and Nidoqueen will be in almost farm down range. And we see Swampert coming in here. You don't need to shield, even if this is an Earth Power, because you don't care. And we see a Verizon in the back, and guess what we have? We have Fly. Aerial Ace does like 65% to Verizon, but Fly should one-shot from full HP. Why? Because it's the best flying charge move. Opponent shielding, but it doesn't matter, because we're about to shield, get to another one, and then what? Fly. I like this animation. I mean, this Pokemon looks so scuffed. Like, what's that thing that comes from the stomach into the pick? But the damage is so much. It's like how much Shadow Pokemons do. Okay, we see a 4-1, and the only loss is Iero, and we get a Gibble reward. You guys remember when Gibble reward was like a big reward to get from the GBL? Okay, moving into the next game, and we see a Swampert into Greninja. This is a dominant matchup for Greninja, so that's why we need to swap. Okay, opponent is staying in. That was a 3, right? So it's a Hydro Cannon, and opponent is still in, and they swapped into Weezing. Weezing technically walls this Pokemon, but you know what this Pokemon is good at? 2 moves from this one is able to KO anything. We see nice counting there, throwing on CMP to force them to shield this move. Okay. Now, we don't need to shield. You know why? Because Swampert destroys this thing. And that wasn't enough to KO, which is actually annoying because they got some extra damage. It's extra energy. So now... okay, that didn't do anything. I think I like the going for the full fast move down. And opponent swaps to Greninja thinking that this is a catch. Well, they did not. They still shielded, okay? This is actually now... annoying because this Zapdos won't be able to KO this Greninja here, but I mean, I like the farm down, so shielding wouldn't be a bad idea, but also getting the mud shot down wouldn't be a bad idea as well. So now it's going to be Swampert upper shield against whatever they have in the back, so we need something that we can one-shot, and look at that, like, good discipline. Like, he waited for a turn to make sure that the opponent is not going for the catch, and then he made sure to land the EQ, and it was landed. Okay, now the Hydro is supposed to take out, and then mud shot all the way down, and that was an amazing gameplay right there. Moving into the next game, We have a Charizard lead. This is a dominant lead. Technically, we beat Charizard in the lead and in the back. This matchup in Great League is so scuffed that Charizard can win it. The 2 straight Dragon Claw, they are Shadow, but the non-Shadow is bad. Okay, that's why I don't recommend running the non-Shadow. It's not bad, it's good, but it's not good enough. Opponent throwing Dragon Claw, and we see the trainer here waiting for a turn, and okay, the Hydro Cannon is landed, and now we swap into Zapdos. You know why? Because we can farm all the way down, and then we see a Cobalion. Is this Zap about to be landed? And the Zap is landed, and that was, again, so much damage. Holy damage. Okay, Sacred Sword, opponent was able to bait us, so it's not the worst, okay? As long as we can grab the shield back, which we did. So now, all we need to do is Mud Shot down or Wing Attack down. That did not KO, and now I like the aggressive swap here. Opponent swapped, opponent top left it because they have a Brazilian in the back. Okay, moving into the next game. Swampert into Scrafty. Not an ideal lead, but we can just go Boombird. Okay, they went to Boombird, and I like that. They are waiting a turn every time. They are trying to throw the charge movement to prevent the opponent from catching. And opponent, okay, I guess opponent just miscounted then. This situation, Payback is going to do lots of damage, and we see a nice bait here, okay? Galp players do not call baits, right? 1, 2, 3, and we get another one. So that was a nice discipline right there, okay? Oh my, look at that. Dude, I'm actually confused. Which Pokemon should I cheer for? Because either Boombird or Zapdos are sweeping. But to be honest, Zapdos has been the MVP so far. Now we see a Scrafty. Oh my! Why would you bait? That bait is actually bad. Like, what if they called it? You just lose the game. I mean, technically we have no more health. Okay, incoming Zap Cannons. The Zap Cannon, is it gonna do enough damage to KO? And it does. Whoa. Okay. Now we need this Drill Pick to KO somehow. And it almost did. Well, technically it doesn't matter because the Swamp is about to be able to throw the Hydro Cannon and win the game. And that was another nice game. Another nice damage by Zapdos and the Boombird. Amazing gameplay as well by Hinthong Gaming or Hinthong Gaming. I apologize again for mispronouncing your name if I'm not pronouncing it correctly. Okay, we see an amazing lead. Swampert picking an amazing lead, but they swapped into Walrein, which we don't have an answer to. In this matchup, you need to land the EQ, and Walrein need to shield the EQ. So I like that we're baiting here because opponent is expected to shield. And in this situation, I think you just no shield, go for the EQ. You could even bait again, but if they no shield, you can just go Zapdos and... Okay, the opposing trainer is actually making the game tough now because technically they have more healthy Pokemons, and now we see a Zap on a Brazilian. That was a nice catch by them, honestly. But here is the thing. Well, this is a Leaf Blade or Sacred Sword. In both situations, we're gonna be able to overfarm by 4 fast moves. As I said, 4 fast moves, and now this Zapdos should do enough damage to grab. I think the Zapdos is gonna KO stuff. I would have overfarmed here a bit. And now, well, technically, no, it's not the case because you can just swap out shield and Boombird will sweep after. Opponent swapped out into the Walrein and throwing the Icicle Spear, but now we need to overfarm slightly more and then go for the payback. And now I think we are 1 wing attack away from the payback. The fly, we were 2, but we had enough health to get to the fly. Amazing play again, just as expected from... I can't even say the name. And that was a nice 5-for-1. Okay, back-to-back 4-1s. Okay, moving into the... I think we have 3 sets. Hinthong Gaming. Okay, Hinthong Gaming. Swampert to Jellicent, horrible lead, but we have 2 answers for this. And Zapdos in the swap goes wicked. Let's see. Opponent is throwing this move. I mean, this is the Surf, technically. You don't need to shield it. And that was... Okay. The question is, do we bait? Okay. Hint on the gaming, going forward straight for the nuke. Opponent is shielding. Technically, this is such a disappointment. I wanted to like to get. I wanted that zap to land. Okay. Okay, I'm a bit biased now. Every time I see a zap landing, KOing a Pokemon, that's just very satisfying to look at, okay? We went above 100 energy, but it doesn't matter that much because this is not getting shielded and the fast move won't be registered because they will get KO'd for the damage register. And now swap into the Bombird. Opponent is still staying in, maybe because they don't know what to do at this point. Okay, Surf landed. Opponent's still here. I like that we're going straight for the payback because they are trying to call a bait at this. Okay, they shielded the nuke. Now we have to double shield and go straight for the nuke as well. Okay, Boombird. This is another Surf, but again, we cannot take this damage. We have to shield and pray for something we can beat in the back. And there is the Scrafty. Scrafty faint to 2 flies. I think we overfarmed by 1 maybe. Okay, no, it doesn't matter. Well, technically, Jellicent is not as healthy anymore, and this EQ is supposed to put it in very low on a very low health. And no, it actually does KO. Actually, does KO. I thought like the nerf made it like slightly worse. Okay, moving to the next one. We have Swampert into Swampert. Meet Swampert. What does this mean? This means that someone is going to catch at one point. I like that he's going straight for the Hydro Cannon because he's like, you know what? I don't care about baiting or you nuking because I'm not gonna shield. And if they EQ, he could just outpace the Hydro. Opponent also realized that and they did the same. But here we won CMP, and not like that it does matter, but it does matter. Why? Because we can just mod shut down at this point. Opponent brought in the Walling, and this actually ended up being a good play. Why? Because this is our main source of damage to the Walling. Opponent shielding. This is actually painful now. This is a tough game at this point. Hydro Cannon number 2 landed. Well, technically, Zapdos now can do lots of damage, and we see an Icicle speed there. Why did I see Icicle? That was a drill pick. I like the shield here because technically we don't have another option. Opponent is expected to call not to call the bait, to catch a move, and we see nice patience here, calling that the opponent is going for the catch, and that was a K. Okay, we grabbed the shield. Now what's our play? Our play is to farm this all the way down and have them have some Jellicent or some Virizion in the back, and it's a Charizard. We're going straight for the payback. Does the payback do enough damage? I mean, they are Shadow. Look at that. Look at that amazing backflip. Boombird is throwing the payback on the Charizard, getting the one-shot and KOing a team that we were supposed to lose to. Okay, moving into the next game, and that was a nice 5-0. We have 2 answers for the Polyrat, so technically we need to swap out, which we did. Okay, supposed to be an Ice Punch, but the thing is, we can just overfarm more. Well, opponent is swapped into a dark Pokemon, and usually the dark Pokemon that doesn't have dark, that has better non-dark moves, wins the match. And here we have Crunch from Crunch Flamethrower against Poison Jab Flamethrower, Crunch against Payback, Wing Attack, and Fly. And that was a nice bait call, but it ended up doing enough damage because Boomber is just too frail to no shield. But we still go for the no shield actually because it's the play. And I wouldn't CMP here because technically this is like some attack dependent CMP, I think. I think they just miscounted. I mean, to be honest, this match has been very fast, so it's tough to keep up with. Opponent has a Drapion in the back, so what's the play now? You just no shield the first and go for the zap. But the thing is, Drapion players always shield everything. So is this going to be the first one who does not shield Drapion? Let's see. They did not shield. It did enough damage, and now we are in a much better situation because we can outpace. But do we live enough? That's the question. Now Swampert has to commit to the EQ. And we get to the EQ. Is this going to be enough damage? I think it should do enough damage to KO the Polyrath. No, it doesn't. They have a rank 1 Polyrath, and that was a tough game. So yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay, thank you so much, Han and Gaming, for sending me these amazing battles. Appreciate that, and hope your investment on the Boombird was worth it because this is a raid only Pokemon that only exists in raids during that event. So yeah, appreciate sending me these battles, and hope you guys like this team. Technically, I was actually impressed by the Zapdos as it did lots of damage, and I am going to be running Shadow Zapdos in the Ultra League right now. So yeah, If you haven't watched my previous battle videos about the Ultra League, make sure to, because there was like lots of stuff I talked about, and I think people, you guys should be should watch. Thank you so much everyone for watching this end of the video, and see you in the next one. Peace. And if you would like your battles to get featured in the channel, make sure to use the link down below. Go Battle League submission. Peace out.